The next episode of the Rubasha Family Podcast is going to blow your mind.
They know how to market. How do you market? It's simple. You keep selling your product to people. You give them for free. You do movies showing about Jesus, and then you go to school. All the school in Africa been taken by religious. Feeding. Keep feeding. Keep feeding. They feed you information your mind get now. You can't hear anything else.
Religion is a product.
Huge product. Money. People go in market every single day, every year. Billions of billions take their in flight, in food. That is capital. People go in Rome every year. That is capital. Vatican is their own city, own country, own everything. It's a market. It's so powerful market. In Africa, we are the most consumer in this earth. We consume, nothing else we do.
Just consume.
Nothing else we do.
Even in religion, even in spirituality, you consume another man's religion, another man's name, you consume it.
We consume. Africa is the future. The white people, they are lying. Africa is the future. You are lying to yourself. We make nothing. We are still consumer.
Religion is one of the most profitable products you've ever seen, and you don't even know it.
Welcome back to the Rubasha Family Podcast. We're here for another special episode. Please make sure you subscribe on Spotify. Guys, we have just reached over 1,000 streams on Spotify. Over 1,000 streams, which is quite powerful because over 1,000 people have downloaded our episodes. So that means a lot. And African names, reclaim your African identity, is a powerful topic. We're going viral on social media every single day. Why do you think it's going viral?
Yeah, because it's some things people never think about it. It's something people have never paid attention to it. Yes, it's not yet been there because of we have been known one things for a long, long time, and we accept it like as the truth. But that is why it's something new, but which is already in people's mind.
Do you think you hear the stories like Jesus, Muhammad, is that a powerful reason for someone to accept someone else's name?
Marketing is all about storytelling. Dad, when we first started this business, what did you say to me?
I said, yes, we do a podcast.
Why?
Because I want to tell our story.
Why?
Because I know the story builds a legacy.
Builds a legacy. And that is exactly what we do here at ETS Rubasha Media. We market your story on social media so you could build a legacy for those who come after you, to build your business and your personal brand.
Yeah, follow us on our platform. Go on our website, etsrubashamedia.com.
This is about legacy, and it is about showing up on social media every single day, because if you don't show up, your competition will.
They believe, religion believe. No one has seen, no one questioned them.
Like if Jesus was a real person.
Yes, no one questioned them. It is one thing they say, and people take it as the truth, as no one can question about it. That is the reason. So people, they get feared. And when you try to bring a different idea, no one wants to listen. When you hear the lies all the times, when you hear the lies for a long period of time, it becomes truth. It's so hard to change, to move your mind. I remember when I listened that Jesus wasn't people who lived. This is what church has created, and I was saying, no, these guys, they're crazy. Why they can say that? But as long as it takes a long time to figure out for yourself, and you see, oh, maybe it's true. Because there is no way God has created one person to come to present each one as an individual. No, both Muhammad and Jesus. No. Those the ideas. The religious, the ideas believe. It's not about the people.
That's a good point. Why would a God choose one person to represent
this thing? It doesn't exist. It's not truth. It's lies.
Facts?
Because always we got to go to give example. See, there's an example we can look now in reality. In China, no one talk about Jesus. No one talk about Muhammad. Because in their belief is not there. No one has told them that. So that fear, you tell them Jesus thing, they hear like a story. They don't think, there's nothing to do with them, with their life.
But didn't the British go and colonize China?
Yes, they did, but they have their own belief. That's what I'm saying. No one knows about Jesus. No one knows about the Bible. So that's how life is. Without Jesus, without Muhammad, people live life better than anyone else, because there is no that rules is there. Do you know how hard to be a Christian when you follow the Bible? So hard. No one can dare to be that Christian.
I actually used to try, and I failed every time.
You fail. You can't. It's something you can't. And that is why it is a big topic to tell people, because we believe it for a long, long time. So it's hard to change it.
Let's look at a place like Dubai, Middle East.
So even them, they're Muslim. They have their belief, Muslim. So Muslim and Christian, there's no different. They are religious. And they are powerful religious. So the reason they fight is because it's different belief. You fight with your brothers, you fight with your friends, you fight with your parents. So the fight for every person is because it's different belief. If you are with your friends, you argue and you have one common sense together, we believe one thing there is no argument. If you're fighting with your brother, with your mother, everything there is just argument. Somebody said this is A, and then it says B. If there's not argument, there will be no that thing there. And that's because again, we keep coming there, we must reclaim our identity. If you put yourself, identify as a Muslim, directly in your mind, you go to hate other people believe. Not maybe I use hate or something there. Always they go to be the conflict with other people believe.
Or you will judge someone else.
Yes, or you feel, because every church in the world think they are the best church. Every church, every pastor say he's the one who's going to take you to heaven before anyone else. So how does it work like that? Catholic, they think they're the best in the world. Protestant, they think they're the best. Muslim, they're the one who knows they're going to be in heaven by themselves. Jehovah Witness, there is something even different. They feel they are special. Every belief, every congregation, he thinks better than Adam. God never created that kind of things better than Adam. You can have financial, that is only the difference. And the financial to gain it is not because God from heaven is here on ground. How you do your finance, how you think. Australia, they are most worst people in the world, but they are less Christian. Nothing to do with God. But look how very organized. Look how the country very organized. Look how we're coming everywhere to come to work here, because everything's there. We pray to God to get a visa. But people who are born here, they don't even care. They don't even want to have a passport, because they don't have that poor mentality in there. So the religious, they have been very strong, very, very powerful, strong. And the reason they are strong, they know how to market. How do you market? It's simple. You keep selling your product to people. You give them for free. You do Bible, you print for them free. You do movies showing about Jesus for every single day. That is how it works. And then you go to school. All the school in Africa have been taken by religions.
Islam, Christian,
market. Yes, to keep marketing, keep feeding. They feed you information your mind get now. You can't hear anything else.
Religion is a product.
Yes, huge product, because it's money. Religion is capital. People go and market every single day, every year. Billions of billions take there in flight, in food, in anything. That is capital. People go in Rome every year. That is capital. Vatican is the own city, own country, own everything. It's a market. It's so powerful market. That is where in Africa sometimes we feel, because we are the most consumer in this earth.
So in Africa,
we consume, nothing else we do.
Just consume.
Nothing else we do. We consume. Even that thing they will say, Africa is the future. The white people, they are lying. Africa is the future. You are lying to yourself. We make nothing. We are still consumer. So we're not going to be future for anything until we start creating, until we start making. See? When they say future for building roads, building houses, do all those things there. But they're not nothing else.
But that's so interesting, because it's like we consume, even in religion, even in spirituality, you consume another man's religion, another man's name, you consume it. So people go to Mecca, they go to Vatican.
Nothing Africans we do.
There's nothing.
Consume everything. We can't even make a vaccine. That's why people will not get sick. Any products, medicals, it came from the colonial countries.
Not even a vaccine?
No. Every vaccine came from India or came from Europe. They have to figure out how to cure anything. So African, we get sick, we go to get doctor in Europe to figure out what was the problem.
Why?
Because you're a consumer. As our system works. Education we got in Africa is to working for the. There's nothing else. Even whenever we build, whatever we create, the head office or whatever the one in charge, it had to be in Europe. And then they can say, okay, you can make it here. Because that is how they give us identity.
Even
we can't do anything. We are just there.
Even religion, to go through those pastors, you get the education from those
colonial, yes,
from the colonial Islam.
Yes.
You get the education from an Arab person.
Yes.
You can't start it yourself.
No. So all education we have, all curriculum, it was created by white colonial or the Arabs. Anything we do, we go to study in school. Nothing else we do think.
What do you say for all the people? I get these comments on social media all the time. They keep trying to say this Christianity started back in Ethiopia. It was already in Africa. I'm like, why do people keep saying that? I actually had a meeting with someone from Ethiopia. I said, what's your name? She said, Esther, my Christian name. But I said, no, what's your Ethiopian name? She gave her Ethiopian name. Why do people keep saying that it started in Ethiopian Africa? If it started in Africa, why is there no African names? Someone also made a great point. They commented, they said, oh, but there's no German names, there's no Portuguese names, there's no, da-da-da names in the Bible. But still, what's your say on people who will say, oh no, but there was Christianity before the Europeans?
That's why always they try to defend. They try to defend something is not defendable. Even if it was started from there, they didn't preach it. So it means nothing to them. Even now, they don't preach it. In Ethiopia, they're not majority Christians.
They're not?
No, they're not. They have their own religion, but it's not Catholic. Yeah. So even if it started from there, but they didn't preach it. And that is why they keep saying, oh, it started from an Africa. That is a lie, because most Africans, they had a different traditional way believing God. Tradition of African is nature. It's the same like Aboriginal. It's nature. It's outside the world. And that is really God. Because God, he could not go to live anywhere else. Because you remember, people live life before Christians come. And that is why the crucial point I'm going to bring now, when we say, let's reclaim African identity. So when we say the history of Africa, we know Africa was there before colonizing. Africa, they had way they named their children names. There's a lot of different practice or whatever, it was different. Before colonizer came, life was there. Colonizer came, they took over, they took power. So when they took power, they came with their own system. That is what they came to do. Education, with their own system, with their own curriculum, and bring their names. Everything's favor them. That is what now we are still on now. Everything they give us now is what favor them. We become poor because they don't know us to be rich. Or people say, oh, African keep complaining. Yes, we're complaining because there's some forces behind everything we do. So we can't control, we never control all those systems. See, now that is why before colony, And you remember us, we were more about our identity. So now, after that, no one has said, after independence, colonizer say, okay, I give you back your land, I give you the power. But he never left. He's still there behind, financially, economically. So the colonizer never went. And another place he never left is in our mind and our identity. So because when he came, he gave his name. He take power. So it means when he left, also we should have taken back our name. So that's the crucial point. As Africans, even the leaders, they did things. So now we are bringing this movement in 2026 to know, let's rewrite another history. Let's we go back to take our ancestors' name. This is what you're going to do. As I say, as you are young, how are you feeling now to have African names? Rwandan names where is presenting your roots. How do you feel? Proud. And imagine if we change in this scale, every African child, instead to complain about anything there, okay, let me take my identity first. Let me be African first with my names on it, the name represent me, and then I will deal with other things later. We don't want to mix. Of course, we speak different language, we do things there. Yes, language is a knowledge. It could be better to continue to learn our mother tongue. A young who are born in overseas, intermarried different, sometimes it's hard to continue to take the language. But, and the colonizer, that is what he want. We forgot our language. We speak just one language. Especially like a British, they want English is going to remain the only language people speak. And it works. Everybody, even now European, the president European, whatever in Europe, look all those sportmen from Germany, all the tennis player, everything there. They don't know how to speak English. If you become now a good sport person, you have to go to learn English.
Yes, yeah. When you start to become global,
you have to learn English.
I think it's only like people like Lionel Messi who he still hasn't learnt English fluently. I've never really seen.
So has the interpreter?
Yeah, he's just so big where he just. I don't even know if living in America he can speak English. I've never seen an interview where he speaks English.
So he speaks his Spanish.
He's the only one of the only people.
That is meant. He refused to learn. But you see now Ronaldo has started learning.
Of course, Ronaldo learned a long time ago. There's only few of those Spanish they don't like to.
Yes, Spanish. But you see, remember, Spanish they fight with England for a long time. So that's the powerful English. That's the powerful England. They want to, even Europe, they can chop their head. They don't care. They want to remain superpower even in Europe. Why do you think they came out from European Union? Brexit. Why? Because they think they're superpower. Say, we don't need to be. Even they know to be in Europe, it was good. It was good base for interest for their economy. But they said no. With, that power. To say, no, we do our own. So they're doing their own. When they struggle now, they know they need the euro. But they had to show, no, we are not the same like people like this.
We're Great Britain.
Yes. That's why even you see the sport. Long time ago, APL wasn't there. But now it's the club, it's the best like anyone because they put money in things.
Even now.
Why do you think in Africa no one watch African games anymore? It's corroding your mind. That is what they want. They will like even all people in Africa don't play even football. They close even the stadium. As we sit to watch EPL. And that is in the future is what will happen. And until people know what is our identity, what we can do for ourselves, why we can't compete. The league in Africa, they dying every single day. And because the colonizer, they're behind it. Because they don't want that competition.
They'd rather take any of the best players?
Anything, and you still they do nothing. And then we continue to market it ourselves. And that's all they do. That's all British their power.
Even
that is the way in Russia. What do you think?
In Russia?
Yeah. So they want to distract Russia. They know Russia, they're powerful. That is how power in the mind works. They want to create something. But as I say, we are mixing thinking there. But now that is the story about African reclaiming their identity. Because identity is power. Identity is everything. That's why you can see all African leaders, no one think about this. Maybe they do, but because maybe the politician, it's hard to implement it. It's hard to say it. So that's why we're telling people it's individual. So this is somebody individual, the family individual. That's why we have to continue to preach it. We have to continue to remind as African. Let's take back our name. We don't need to argue. We don't need to, we know the history.
You know what I noticed as well? Like when I speak to some Africans, because a beautiful Ethiopian name the other day, we had it meet, and then like, it's the number one is like, my name's a bit hard to pronounce. It's like also a scared thing that you're maybe going to mock me or you're going to look at me different because my name is hard to pronounce. Yes. And then it's like, if I give you a white name also, I'm seen as, like acceptable. It's, so I don't know. That's what I'm getting. It's like, like Ian. My name is Ian. It's like,
yes.
You have instead of me saying a long name, like even if I'll struggle to pronounce it, maybe you feel bad because I'm going to struggle to pronounce it.
That's called inferiority complex. So we have inferiority complex. So that is why Africans youth, they should start to be proud who they are. Anytime you go to feel scared to say your name because it's too long, or you say, or you can't pronunciate it. And then also the colonizer, they know the word, they put you down. This name, it's hard. They laugh at you because psychologically they know it. They don't want to say your pronunciation. They do on purpose. But when you insist, they do. And when you insist, they respect you. They know this is somebody who knows who he is. There's somebody who believes himself. That is how you could talk to them nicely. My name is Sujira. You can learn to say it. If you learn to read a book, you read 400 books, why you can't know this is the alphabet? Just 1 minute I tell you this is Sujira.
It's true.
And they can do it.
It's true.
So now young, they think. Other people keep thinking because especially when in diaspora, or if people see my names, they don't call me for interview. No, they will not call you for interview for a different reason. And if that's so, you can't control it. But there is no one who's going to use your name, because of anything.
We had an argument about racism with someone here, and they were like, racism, and they were like, let me give you an example. These people went and applied for jobs, and they had difficult names. Like, for example, they had like long Indian names, and all of them got rejected for the job. But as soon as they changed the name, they got the job. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why do you now blame that upon racism? That's not it. For example, that could be a customer service role. Even I understand if I'm an employer and it's a customer service role and there's difficult names, I might be like, well, for this role, I know who my customers are, I know my customer avatar, that might be a long name for them.
Yes.
But hold on, let me finish. That might be a long name for that customer to say. Right? So maybe they want to prefer a different name. That's not racism. Maybe they're looking there at the economics. But here's where I dispel that argument, because if that's an engineering role, most of those engineering roles, it's those Indians, those people with long, difficult names. Those ones, they get the roles.
But again, see that's where I also get confused. So when they changed their name, so when they went to the office, so they changed also their color there. So why they was given the job, they're Indians.
No, but when they changed their names.
Yes. So see, that is poor mentality. That's all they think.
Facts.
Yes. So why, if you change your name, you are there physically. So did you change your color now? Did you become white? No. You went there as Indian. And again, to say your name, you can initial name, you can shorten, you can make easy people, but in your identity, you have to have your name. It's totally two different. Chinese, they have their own name in their ID, right? You can say, okay, call me Lee, easier, or call me, or whatever, easy to pronounce. But is it different in their identity? But as they take it in our identity, in our IDs, and always we are going to bring our defenses are defending things when we want to defend something. Always they go to be this, and always you've been bringing racism every single day. No, in Australia, that's why sometimes it's so, we have to know which racism you're talking. There is racism between Aboriginal and white. So that racism you go to remove, you will never remove from a mind of Aboriginal, because the history the way it is. That is what now most people try to go to it for the whole country. No. Have you made this Macedonia or Croatia thing, or this country say, oh, this country is racist, and they are white? They say, oh, this country is racist.
Actually,
I was wondering why this person is white, and then they say this country is racist. How does it work? So is racism from the British, Australian to Macedonia or to Eastern Europe?
Yeah, because they used to get called like war.
See, and that they call it racism. So now, do you find Indians who will be now complaining racist toward maybe the white, the English? And how about Chinese also complaining racist? And what now racism now between Chinese Africans? How many Chinese being racist to Africans? Arabs, how many Arabs who have been? This is what reality is. It's not what people say in the news, in the media. The worst racism is between, sometimes they call minority. That's what I think. So the racism in inter-ethnicity is worse, because even that is more economical. People, they think about that. To get employed by Indians when you're African or you are Chinese, you have to be special, like you have to have a different specialty. They are, so that racism, that hate with inter-ethnicity, even is higher.
Like when I was working with like the Nepalese, like for me to be in there, you just had to be exceptional.
Those are the things they go to say. Now, when you generalize it, that's how racism it can't end, because it's in people's mind.
Or I call it superiority. That's what I like to call it. Because I feel like anywhere people they're going to, especially when they're black, because that is identity. They're going to they go to pick on you. I'm more superior to you.
But see, the problem is it's you how you deal with. So because now they've been putting in our mind, so we carry it as our weakness. So it's distracting us. That's the thing, we should even not talk about it. You should not discuss about somebody. People, they go to hate you no matter what you do. And other people, they go to love you. But the secret, when you believe in yourself, when you take your identity, when you're proud of who your ancestors, no matter where you go to get that respect. Respect yourself first. Have your identity as African. If in any circumstance in your mind you feel complex about your name, you know you are weak in the mind. You got to face it every single day until you change. Because the reason I say that, I used to be like, I used to feel about the name, I feel anything. Until I change, make me something to be proud of. When I was at Alois, I get this ad for, it was Dettol, the product. And then I changed the name. Became Ndiezeye Rubasha. That's another taste. And then I get another ad. Because if people need you on some role, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what name you are carrying. That's how world works. But if there is a role they don't need you, if your color, if your name, if anything, they're not going to give you that role.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So you have to keep fighting what your role is. You may be not getting now in these places. You may be not getting the second one, these places, and the third one, you can get it. Keep consistent. Keep consistent to fight what you want. But if you say racism, or I'm not doing it, you will never get it. That is the mentality they have been distracted. And the why they distract you guys when you are young, because they don't want competition. That is what young people don't. Young people goes there in the office with mood, with angry, defenseless. They try to see what is going to be happening. Anyone who says some things, you want to attack. And then the good things are like Australia also, they have those system where it is there to protect people who use those language, to do those kind of things. You can use it legally. You don't need to fight.
Okay, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Africans, let's take back our names. Another powerful video. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, every single platform.
Yes, and that is why always, as I say, the things we also become different. What I'm talking about is always to keep sitting together, a father and son, have a conversation, to talk all those things, and this social media, it's powerful. So it built me, it changed my mind, it changed the person I was. I keep improving every single day. I stand here, speak English. I thought I would never speak English in public, but even if I make mistake, I keep talking. See, that is why we keep saying, family, it's good to support each other in this kind of way. And always, I really want to thank you, because I have never get that chance to tell you that, because when I was coming and driving, I was listening another podcast. And because I keep coming to you to talk, I've been practicing my English without knowing. I know I have already a bit of knowledge in mind, but it was hard because my language, it wasn't good. But now I keep doing it, I keep improving it. When I was in Kenya, those girls, they were saying, they couldn't be able to hear me what I'm saying, or have language barrier. And I was wondering, what do you mean language barrier? Well, you have an idea, but you can't understand it. But you see, by keep talking, keep not fear. If people laugh at me when I make mistake, no, I don't care. I keep talk, and that's how we learn the language, and that's how you grow. So, which is good. We can encourage other family to be able to do this conversation, in the family. It's so powerful, guys. That's why we keep sitting here. Whenever we have time, we can come, we say. Sometimes we say some things which we don't agree, but that's how life, that's how mind works. You, where you are sitting with your father, your son, your daughter, your mother, you have a lot of to say. The history is in your mind, and everybody has a different story. No one has the same story, and that is why we are encouraging you to come to, open podcast. And we want even to invite you guys to come here. You have one.
And we were the first to do it. Father and son, no one had ever done this. We were the first to do a father and son podcast. So when you guys see other fathers and sons doing it, just know where it came from, where it originated from. We are the creators of this, like father and son having these type of conversations. Do you know how many children want to do this with their father, but they can't? Their father can speak English, their father can, but they're shy, right? So we've just got that creativity. We're creators and we come and do this. So we are really the innovators of father and son to have these history and legacy conversations. And we're going to be the ones who inspire a generation of fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, sons and mothers to record a podcast with their family. So you guys are lucky to be part of this history, to see what it's like as a father and son to have these conversations. And we've been consistent. No matter if we travel wherever we are, we still got to do this, come together. We've been doing this 4 years straight, and we're going to keep going in the next 10, 20 years. So that's how it is. And like you said, with the accent, it's what makes you unique also.
Hey, what's wrong? Bro, I'm stressed out. I'm running my business. I've got to serve my customers, but I need more customers coming in. I can't keep relying on word of mouth. Why don't you just use ETS Rubasha Media? Who? Well, with AI now, what they do is they go in, get your perfect clients, bring them in front of you. So all I got to do is run my business and he brings me opportunities. Think about it.
You speak to 3,000 of your ideal customers, convert 1% of that 3,000. That's 30 people. 30 people in a room with you. Can you convert that? Of course I'll close them. I'm good at what I do. I just don't have time to be going and looking for my perfect client. Focus on what you love doing and let them bring you customers. When you win, they win. Commission, cha-ching.
Ndiezeye Rubasha, huh?
Yeah, Ndiezeye Rubasha. Go and Google them, man. Come on, take it to the bank.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.